Well, a lot of new revelations this morning, so a lot of new news coming out of the FBI, but is it new or are they just dragging us along by the nose? Let us know in the comments below. Well, the FBI is suddenly finding a lot of new things, a lot of missing things, like things they lost in their couch cushions, I guess. This morning, FBI Director Kash Patel once again told Fox News that they've found once hidden burn bags filled with incredible information. Burn bags.
Now, let me just... Is that a real thing? And also, why would the FBI have it? What is it that they need to burn ever?
Well, I don't know.
Is it standard practice that the FBI should ever burn evidence? Under what circumstances would we use
I don't know if it's
this?
standard practice. I wish I was an FBI agent. I could answer that question.
Isn't that the equivalent?
Right, so let's stretch our imagination. Under what circumstances would we be burning things if we are investigators for the government? Go ahead, Philip.
Well, I was just saying, isn't that kind of like a mini Watergate? Like they got in trouble for destroying documents. Like their documents should never be, if you're going to be transparent, they should never be destroyed.
Right. Again, we're not experts here. We read these investigations all the time. I just want to know if we can stretch our imagination and say under what circumstances would it be appropriate for the government to ever burn things, evidence?
Well, I found them. So apparently they weren't burned, but they were kept in these bags. I don't know. Of course, he told Fox News that, of course. So we're also learning the FBI suddenly found the missing minute of prison video footage outside of Jeffrey Epstein's cell. Where'd that minute go? Where was it hiding? Was it in one of those burn bags?
Under what circumstances should we be editing videos? Under what circumstances?
Hang on, though. They found the missing minute, right? Mm-hmm. What was this? Was this on like what freaking 8mm like video reel? What was it like on the cutting room floor? It was digitally removed.
It was a VHS tape that said missing minute. And they're like, oh my God, it was on our shelf the whole time. The missing minute of video footage was on this VHS tape. You know what? Someone put it in the wrong case. They put it in the Ace Ventura Pet Detective case instead of the original VHS cover. So where'd that minute go? Was it also in a burn bag somewhere? How did they suddenly find it? Well, more on that in a second. Meanwhile, Ghislaine Maxwell says she'll testify in front of Congress if Trump frees her immunity. All of that gives her a pardon. He was asked that question. Watch.
Would you consider a pardon or a commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell if
it's something I haven't thought about. It's really something. It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
But you wouldn't rule it out.
Why has the dollar?
Yeah. So conservative influencers, though, seem to be embracing this idea already, maybe painting her as a bit of a potential hero. Some are predicting like this is how it'll go down in conservative influencer circles, maybe MAGA circles specifically. Here's how it'll go down, this meme. Ghislaine names a bunch of Democrats, maybe tosses in a few billionaires. She says Trump did nothing wrong. MAGA praises her for taking down the pedophiles. Trump pardons her for telling the truth. Well, Mel K is the host of The Mel K Show on Rumble, the author of Americans Anonymous, Restoring Power to the People, One Citizen at a Time. Mel has been covering this deeply on her show, and she joins us now to unpack all of this. Mel, great to see you.
Great to see you guys. Thank you for having me.
So let's unpack a couple of these things, the news of the day here. I just first want to get your take on Kash Patel's found thousands of sensitive Trump-Russia probe documents inside burn bags in secret rooms at the FBI. And he's turned these documents now over to the Senate Judiciary Committee. What do you make of that news, Mel?
Well, I find all of this very disheartening and unbelievable because so many of these people that were inside, particularly the CIA and other people around Trump the first term, had to have been involved in all of this, particularly Pompeo, Gina Haspel, a lot of the lawyers. So to me, what we're dealing with is unraveling of a cover-up. And it has been one cover-up after another cover-up. And at this point, what's scary and what should concern us all is we are at the point where we're believing everything and nothing at the same time, where everyone thinks everything is possible and nothing is true. And that's a recipe for walking straight into totalitarian technocracy when people are being constantly given new information that seems implausible and impossible, yet we have to accept it because we're getting no evidence handed to us of what was in there. And then, of course, all of this connects back to one group of people who have not been held accountable ever and and most people have no hope that they will be. So every new revelation is getting people's hopes up, and then nothing. And I understand Dan Bongino and everyone saying, the swamp is deep and thick, but they're not even firing people that were involved at the FBI or DOJ or the CIA. The firing at the CIA of people that worked for Brennan. Brennan was the one who promoted people for 12 years. They still have a lot of loyalty in there, Brennan and Comey and all of them. And at the same time, they're finding new things every other day, and we're still not seeing accountability. And I think it's really disorienting for people on a grand scale.
What do you think?
It really is. It feels like a carrot. Like we're just like, okay, that?
Yeah.
What do we make of that? And that? And we're supposed to believe that in some FBI supply room, they have readily available burn bags for when they want to burn evidence, or someone in the chat says, no, it's anti-fire bags. We don't know. Like, under what circumstances should the FBI ever do this? And in your experience of trying to uncover these things, most of this is not paper. There's no actual paper trail.
Exactly. Yes.
So,
and that's been the hardest
part. We're supposed to believe
part.
that Hillary Clinton was like, let me write this down. Okay, I'll put it there,
Exactly. I mean, it's outlandish. Also, the whole idea that there's a list of Epstein's clients is that's not fathomable. That's not how things work in this world. And again, it's all connected. The one thing that is most disturbing to me at this particular time is that a lot of things are being implemented while we're being distracted. And I really am at a point where watching the implementation of technology, particularly AI, and like what could possibly end up being pre-crime AI technology, and nobody's really talking about all of these moves that are happening while we are all looking at the Epstein case, or we're looking at Ghislaine Maxwell and he's interviewing her. Are you telling me that nobody interviewed her before she went to jail? She was never offered a deal? I always thought, why wasn't Weinstein offered a deal? Why wasn't Maxwell offered a deal? Why weren't these people offered deals when they were arrested? And now we're supposed to believe that they never spoke to her until this week.
Because of social media? Like now they're just talking to her because there's like social media backlash against the lack of Epstein files. Now she's speaking, and now she might want to get a pardon. She'll need immunity and come forward and tell tales.
Well, actually, let's make the details clear here, because in her appeal to the Supreme Court, she's not saying she was innocent. She's saying she should have benefited from the immunity that the government gave Epstein in 2007 for her co-conspirators and future crimes. She's saying she should still benefit from that, but she didn't because of media interest. So never here is she saying that she was innocent, right?
Right. And don't forget, there were multiple other women involved that their names are out there, too, that were also procurers, that were also basically madams. But honestly, you have to think to yourself, so you're telling me, I mean, did they offer Diddy a deal if he gave names, or Weinstein or Maxwell? It doesn't make sense. And there is a theory out there that Maxwell did make a deal a long time ago, that she was never going to serve her full sentence. And her family's very, very powerful. All I know is that what it's doing is it's throwing the people of the United States off balance so much that we are not seeing the real threats that are coming through with this new, basically, they're going to turn the Patriot Act on steroids with AI. And in America, again, we have a Constitution and a Bill of Rights. And basically, they're saying forget unreasonable search and seizure, probable cause, warrants. All of this stuff is going out the window because of this new problem. So to me, I just feel like the American people should be really fed up with the news cycle and the lack of resolve to have any accountability, responsibility, or truth out there, while at the same time we're seeing the tech bros basically are running DC. So to me, there's so much going on, and yet the real issues, which are to me technocracy, which is of course the end goal of the globalists, is being built right before us, while nothing's coming to fruition, and people every day are like waiting, like you said, for the carrot and the stick, and we're walking forward, and before we know it, it's an all of government AI takeover, and people are just like, out to lunch worrying about, when are we going to get some justice for Crossfire Hurricane? Oh, wait, now we're all on the track and trace surveillance system. And that's really what's
Right.
bothering me about all of this.
Yeah, I mean, just
Great. What if you could delay your next mortgage payment or two? That's right. Imagine putting those payments in your pocket and finally getting a little breathing room. It is possible if you call American Financing today. So if you're feeling stretched by everyday expenses, groceries, gas, bill piling up, well, you're not alone. Most Americans are putting those expenses on credit cards, and there just doesn't seem to be a way out. That's why you need to call American Financing, because you can get to a point where you can't make those payments, but their salary-based mortgage consultants can help homeowners like you restructure their loan and consolidate your debt, all without upfront fees. They're saving their customers an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 per year raise. It's fast, it's simple, and it's something that you should learn for yourself because it could save you and your budget this summer. And in fact, again, leveraging your assets is how people build wealth. It's not hoarding. It's not stocking up. It's, again, Clayton always says, savers are losers. So learn this for yourself. Learn how people build wealth instead of dig into debt. Call them at 866-890-8434 today, or go to americanfinancing.net/redacted. One more time, that's americanfinancing.net/redacted.
go to the airport, for crying out loud, and you see this disturbing new trend. I mean, you have no choice by the time you reach the plane or your gate. You see the signs from Customs and Border Protection that you are now being surveilled. You're going into a database. Don't worry, though, they're going to delete your pictures and all of that. I think you're bringing up a great point here. So this sort of drip of information, like, oh, now the FBI suddenly found like another minute of footage, the missing minute of footage.
Right.
Now we find burn bags. It's like every few days we're getting like a little drip. Do you think we're being presented with limited hangouts so that we are totally focused on this story and we're missing the whole Palantir government collusion with big tech bros behind the scenes?
Unfortunately, I do. I was just in D.C., and I'm telling you, the big tech bros have a lot more power than people think, particularly in multiple agencies. And now, you remember what happened when the all-of-government DEI program kicked off with Susan Rice under the auto-pen Biden presidency. Now it's an all-of-government AI program. And the other problem is, okay, so we get back our sovereign border, northern and southern borders. Great. I'm not so concerned about that. I'm concerned about the border in cyberspace and the global public infrastructure, and that the people that are working with the DOD and the government to install all of this AI also have deals with China and the EU and NATO, which shouldn't exist. And at all this time, we're being distracted by all this salacious where we want to see this, we want to see that. And people aren't questioning, where's the Constitution and the Bill of Rights in the all of government AI? And like you said, at the airport, people are going into foreign countries, and when they're going in through customs, they already know who they are. How is that happening in Europe for American citizens if we're not on the global public infrastructure that is worldwide? So I really do think that we have to take a step back and realize the distraction may very well be a ability and the chance for a technocratic age, as per Brzezinski and Kissinger talked about for decades. And here we are. And that is my fear right now, that people aren't pushing back on their rights. The government in the United States of America is not entitled to our data. They are not entitled to know what's going on in our house, where we travel, what we do, what we buy. That is not America. That's antithetical to the whole point of America. And yet every single day I feel more and more of it is being ripped up, our rights, our Constitution, our inalienable rights, because we have to be more efficient in the government. And I just see two tracks running here. And one to me seems like a full distraction, and the other one is very dangerous for this country and the world.
What do you make of the schizophrenic nature of the American media now, which suddenly continues to give us these indications that Trump had a relationship with Epstein, that he was in this birthday book, that we saw messages from him in lawsuits in Florida. And so it's not news to us that Trump was an Epstein associate. And yet the media has yet to prove anything substantive. And so they're, again, baiting us with these indications. That's not new to those of us who have followed Epstein. What are they doing with this? And will there be a shoe to drop? Or is this what the media is trying to latch onto?
Well, I think what we really have to understand is that Jeffrey Epstein's reach was far and wide, not just into transhumanism and all of that, but he was having events on his island for the biggest and best scientists in the world. I'm not talking about like small people. I'm talking about the people that created the Human Genome Project, people that were Nobel laureates. He was having all these crypto people that way before anyone even heard of crypto. He was having these mind conferences, and then he was also funding the Edge conferences and the billionaire dinners through Brockman, who is an agent for, the biggest and best science superstars that write books and textbooks and all this stuff. So what I think we're dealing with is that this elite class of academics, particularly, I think the biggest shoe to drop for Epstein, and in my mind, I think he worked for the international banking cartel all the way up to the Bank of International Settlements, the central banks, all of that. And so many people on that level are connected here and did go to that island. I mean, they had the Mind, I think it was called like the Minecraft Convention. You go look at that, you'll be like, oh my God, MIT, Harvard, Cambridge, Princeton. So I think that there's an entire class of both science, technology, and finance that is aligned with Epstein that they're not talking about. But they are talking about Donald Trump, where I assure you, if there was anything there, we would have seen it a long time ago. And now there's the whole question of, well, if they can't show us the real footage, what was that about? So to me, they're protecting people, but I don't think it's the celebrities or the media people. I think it's the scientists and the finance people that are on the global public-private partnership that go to Davos and Bilderberg and the BIS conferences. I think the situation with him is very different than what people were led to believe. So, throw him some chum about Donald Trump or celebrities and they'll eat that up. Where at the meantime, I think we're talking about, weapons, transhumanism, all kinds of things that would be exposed and the people would be exposed. And like Trump said, well, maybe not everyone's guilty. Well, who cares? Let's just find out what was going on. Right. And then we can find out, who should be held accountable. But I think this is about protecting, again, the science. Don't forget, Jeffrey Epstein was very involved in everything that led to COVID as well. He was a member of the Trilateral Commission, a member of the Rockefeller Institute, a member of the Council of Foreign Relations at the top. So again, this is international, global situation. And I think it's a big distraction waiting for some list of Hollywood celebrities that don't matter. I think it's the people that really matter that are pulling the strings right now. And those are people that run international finance.
Yeah, all the really powerful pedophiles and all the really powerful scientists and all of these really powerful people, they're all it doesn't matter if you're left or right, they're all involved in this. And that's probably why we're never going to see this information. And meanwhile, this technocratic state is being built behind the scenes.
It tracks. Have you ever read the book Confessions of an Economic Hitman?
Oh, it's the best. I tell everyone to read it. Exactly.
It feels very much like that was Jeffrey Epstein's shtick, which means it's not any one government, it's many governments. I feel like that's the best way to look at this template. He was that.
Yeah.
Yes. So, 1,000%. Just look at everything he invested. It's all over the place at the highest level, even above our governments.
Yeah. All right.
Mel K, great to see you as always. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your insights on this. And I think, we're being played. We're being played once again. Mel, great to see you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you guys. Thanks for being the best out there. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Oh, you're so kind.
No,
Thank
you're
you,
the best.
No,
Stop
you're the
it.
best. Stop it. Thanks, Mel. All right,
Bye, guys.